so today we're going to finish this last piece of learning how to solve your quadratic. We're going to use what we did yesterday with the discriminant, and now we're going to put the whole thing together and solve an equation by using what's called the quadratic formula. So yesterday I gave you this formula. Might be a good idea to write it on your notes again. To get your answer for x equals negative b plus and minus big square root sign b squared minus 4ac, and then big divide line, divide by 2a. Make sure you have that right on the top of your page. Put that on the top of your worksheet so you have it. Helps to keep writing that over and over and over again so you can remember. We're going to go through 3 samples. That's it, 3 samples, and then you can start working on your worksheet. So each time we do these, it's really going to be helpful to use what we did yesterday. So the first piece that we're going to use is our b squared minus 4ac number. Once we get that number, then we can use that to just plug into the rest of the formula, and it's going to make it much, much easier to solve. Okay, so again, we'll probably start by listing these 3. That'll again help us. We're just going to plug in the numbers as we see them. All right, question number 1. 2x squared minus 11x minus 21. So let's start with that. A, B, C. Your A number. 2. Your B number. Be careful. Negative 11. Yes, there's minus sign there. And your C number is also a negative. Negative 21. All right, so the first piece, remember, we're going to do is the discriminant. B squared minus 4ac. Our B number was a negative 11. So, in the parenthesis, negative 11 squared minus 4 times your A number, 2, your C number, negative 21. 11 squared. Anybody remember what 11 squared is? Good, 121, and then negative times negative is still positive, positive 121, minus 4 times 2, I'm just going to go over here quick, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times negative 21 is negative 168. So you're doing negative times negative. You could look at it up here as well. You could do negative times negative turns positive, and then 4 times 2, 8, 21 times 8, 168. So we've got 121 plus 168. Final answer here, 289. Now that's the discriminant. Now remember, the discriminant is positive. That means we are going to end up with 2 real numbers. Okay, we should have 2 real numbers. Now we're going to use the entire formula. And if you look back on your page, that's your entire formula. So now we're going to fill in all the rest of the blanks. I'll change color again. So I need the opposite of B. Your B number, remember, was negative 11. We need the opposite of negative 11, positive 11, plus, minus. Now put the big square root sign. Now, what's the number that we just got under for our discriminant? Was 289. Put that 289 number right there. Divide by 2 times, and your A number is 2. Now, if you know your perfect squares, or if you have your half sheet, or just use your calculator and do square root of 289, that comes up as 17. So now we've got 11 plus or minus the square root, oops, sorry, not square root any longer, just plus or minus 17 over 2 times 2 is 4. Now, we do not have any square roots here, so we can actually plug these 2 numbers in. We could do 11 plus 17. So 11 plus 17, 28 divided by 4, and 28 divided by 4 is 7. That's the first answer. But then remember, we also have to do the negative. So it's either 11 plus 17 or it's 11 minus 17. Negative 6. Also divide by 4, and then negative 6 over 4 could reduce. You can write negative 3 over 2, or you can put negative 1.5. So we have two solutions, like we said, two solutions, and they are both real numbers. Okay, there's your first example. All right, let's try this again. 3x squared minus 4x plus 5. A, B, C. Always start with A, B, C. That's going to help you with your discriminant. Our A number, 3. Your B number, negative 4. Your C number, 5. B squared. B number is negative 4. Negative 4 squared minus 4 times A number is 3 times C number 5. Negative 4 times negative 4. 16 minus 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 5, 60. 16 minus 60. Negative 44. There's your discriminant. When the discriminant is negative, that means you've got two answers, but this time our two answers will end up being imaginary. Okay, now we use the whole formula. So again, remember, go back to that. I'll keep writing it every time so you can see it again. So I need the opposite of B. My B number up here is negative 4. I need the opposite of negative 4. 4 plus minus square root of. Now, what did we just get for the discriminant? Negative 44. Put negative 44 under there. Over 2 times your A number, 3. 4 plus minus. Now, underneath that radical, we've got a negative 44. We have to break that apart. So think back to what we did with reducing our radicals. Square root negative 44. You've got a negative number. Automatically, you should take out the negative 1. 44. Can you think of two numbers that would multiply to give you 44? One of them needs to be a perfect square. Take the biggest thing you can find. 4 times 11. The square root of 4, 2. The square root of negative 1, I term. And the square root of 11 does not reduce. So going back here, we've got 4 plus and minus this stuff. 2i square root of 11 over 2 times 3, 6. Now the last thing that we'll have to do to this actually reduces. When you look at these three pieces, you actually have three pieces here. You have the number 4, you have 2i squared root of 11, and you have the 6. Those are three pieces. If each of those three pieces has something in common, you can reduce that fraction. So do you notice that 4, 2, and 6 all divide by 2 nicely? So we want to reduce this. Divide everything by 2. 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 6 3 times. So now what I'm left with is 2 plus and minus 1i, I can just write I, square root of 11 over 3. There's my answer. Okay, I have one more that we can try. 2x squared plus 2x minus 2. A, 2. B, 2. C, negative 2. B squared minus 4ac. Just the discriminant. My B number is 2. 2 squared minus 4 times A number, 2, C number, negative 2. 2 squared, 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. What happens when you see a minus minus right next to each other? 4 plus 16, 20. So your discriminant is 20. That means, again, we're going to have two real solutions. All right, now we use our big formula again. Opposite of b, plus and minus, square root of the discriminant over 2a. Opposite of b. Your b number is 2. I need the opposite, so it's negative 2. Plus, minus, square root of, what did we just get? 20. Put a 20 right there. Over 2 times a. 2 times 2. Negative 2 plus and minus. The square root of 20 can reduce. What are your two numbers you're going to use for 20? Biggest thing you can find? Don't take 10 times 2 because 10 is not a perfect square. 4 and 5. Square root of 4, 2, drop down the root 5. So back here, negative 2 plus or minus 2 root 5 over 2 times 2, 4. All right, last step. Look at those three pieces again. Does anything go into both 2, 2, and 4? Yeah, 2. Let's divide everything by 2. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice. Final answer, negative 1 plus minus 1 square root of 5 over 2. There you go. Quadratic formula. We just solved x equals those two answers right there. Okay, so the last thing that you're working on for this chapter now is the worksheet 9.9b. This is the quadratic formula. So use your discriminant first, just like we did. Once you get that square root number, then just plug that into your big formula. Probably want to write this formula right on the top of your page again. So you have it. You'll be using that every single time. Okay, good luck, everybody.